Welcome to Headlines Nigeria this beautiful Friday on Internet Television International. I am Grace Ukot with summaries of news making the headlines in our national dailies. We'll take a look at the papers for today. We'll begin with Next newspaper with the headline, Federal Government Set to Privatize Power Sector. As a sign of its commitment to reforming the power sector, the federal government said it will on Monday present a bill for the full privatization of the power holding company of Nigeria to the National Assembly. Still in Next newspaper, 23-year-old abandons baby in hospital. A 23-year-old woman who gave her identity as Pelumi Ogunbadejo has abandoned her newly delivered baby at a private hospital in Abeokuta, Ogun State, and disappeared into thin air. Daily Trust newspaper, Boko Haram snipers killed 3 policemen. Members of the outlawed Boko Haram sect appear to have resorted to guerrilla warfare as they waylaid and shot dead 3 policemen in Damaturu and Maiduguri centers of the deadly violence sparked by the group in July last year. And in Punch newspaper, 2011, EFCC, CCB vow to stop corrupt politicians. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and Code of Conduct Bureau have vowed to stop politicians currently being investigated or prosecuted for corruption from contesting the 2011 general elections. And moving over to Leadership newspaper, fresh lead poisoning kills 30 in Zamfara. No fewer than 30 persons have died in a fresh case of lead poisoning at Bagega village in Anka Local Council of Zamfara State. And moving over to politics, Sarah Jibril indicates interest. That's seen in Vanguard newspaper. Mrs. Sarah Nadzwa Jibril yesterday declared interest to contest the 2011 presidential election under the People's Democratic Party. Just as she said, politics in Nigeria must be redefined. Electoral body may impose anti-violence oath on politicians. That's in Next newspaper. Atahiru Jega, chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, yesterday said INEC would consider proposals from Mohammed Uwais, the retired Chief Justice of the Federation, that political office seekers be bound by a special pledge to non-violence even in defeat. Punch newspaper, PDP primaries begin September 11. Indications emerged in Abuja on Thursday that the People's Democratic Party might kick off its primaries on September 11. Imoke hinges good governance on credible elections. Cross River State Governor Mr. Leo Imoke has said credible elections are imperative for grassroots democracy and good governance to thrive in the state. And in business, Punch newspaper, manufacturers seek 500 billion naira yearly investment in infrastructure. In line with the objectives of the federal government's Vision 2020 policy, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria has canvassed a yearly investment of 500 billion naira in industrial infrastructure to revamp the sector. Federal government sets up committee to review port concession. The federal government has set up a committee to evaluate the ports currently being managed by different concessionaries across the nation in order to improve their service delivery. And in Next newspaper, Stock Exchange cuts a third of its staff. The Nigerian Stock Exchange said on Thursday that it was cutting a third of its staff 3 weeks after its Director General was removed amid governance concerns, and auditors were called in to assess its state of health. New 50 naira note for 5th independence anniversary. Nigeria will celebrate her 50th independence anniversary with a new 50 naira note bearing the celebration's logo. Yayale Ahmed, the secretary to the government of the Federation, announced on Thursday in Abuja. And moving over to sports, Nigerian Compass, Africa Zone 3 Handball Challenge. Nigeria confront Ghana in semi-finals. The Nigeria national handball team will today confront their Ghanaian counterparts in the semi-final of Africa Zone 3 Handball Challenge after defeating Togo 37-16 in their last group match. Playing in the architecturally designed indoor sports hall in the nation's capital, Abidjan, Nigeria lads showed a high class that has kept them in a pole position among their peers in Africa. And next newspaper, cricket team leaves South Africa for Namibia. The Nigerian under-19 cricket team, which arrived its Benoni camp, South Africa last Saturday, will travel to Namibia today for the World Championship qualifiers. Punch newspaper, NFF defies court order, votes Megari. The Nigeria Football Federation on Thursday in Abuja defied 2 court injunctions against holding its elections as the body elected Aminu Megari as the new president of the country's football federation. Daily Trust newspaper, NFF Congress returns Megari as president. The Nigeria Football Federation yesterday retained former acting president of the federation, Alhaji Aminu Megari, as its substantive president at its elective congress held at the International Conference Center in Abuja. Youth Olympics, female athletes outshine male counterparts. It is no longer a secret that Nigerian female athletes have surpassed their male counterparts. Josephine Omaka and Nkiruka Uwakwe won gold medals in the 100 meters and 200 meters respectively at the maiden Youth Olympic Games in Singapore. 1 gold medals in track and field. It seems our female athletes are doing us proud. And with these stories, we wrap up today's edition of the program. Have a wonderful weekend and thanks for logging on.